that's when she regains her health. Every time, no. Hey, this your boy Kooda Boo, aka Kooda, but you can call me Kooda, and we're back with another Honkai Impact 3 video. And I would like to say, I do not own the rights to this music. Your discretion is advised, and go ahead, hit like, subscribe, and join the family, alright? Now that we're coming to the end of 5.0 and we're making our way into 5.1, I like to kind of go over how I feel as a conclusion to this whole update. I want to do a versus between two Valkyries who are very much at the top of their game, but very different. All right. The two Valkyries that I want to speak of is the new Herrscher of Flames versus Herrscher of Thunder. Alright. Now this time last year is when we got Herrscher of Thunder, and since we've had her, she's been at the top of the meta. She barely ever is taken off the field or out of the game for almost any reason except for whenever there's a physical type enemy to deal with, then you have to bring a physical Valkyrie. But besides that, Herrscher of Thunder has been holding her own throughout the whole thing. So now that we have a new Valkyrie here on the scene, the following year, how does she hold up? How does she stack up against the previous Valkyrie that's been doing her thing for a whole entire year now? Now, when I speak about both Valkyries, I will not be talking about their damage output, because everyone has different stigmatas, everyone has different weapons, everyone has different levels, different captain levels. So that's not my focus, okay? My focus in this video is their functionality, right? How do they gameplay factors in, and what do they actually bring to the table, all right? So let's go ahead and hop right straight in, and I'll show you what I think. All right. All right. Off the bat, what I like to discuss is the way that they traverse the whole board, right? Whenever they in the stage. Now, Herrscher Thunder, she does a skip motion, like she jumped and floated and skipped and jumped and floated and skipped. But Herrscher Flames, she just runs. She do a regular run. She went from her first Herrscher form, where she floated around and never touched the ground for almost anything. I think nothing at all, right? To now she just runs regular, okay? And one of the things that really kind of gets to me about that is most Herrschers can traverse the terrain very well, and she comes off as a little bland, plain, regular. And even in open world, if you take both Valkyries into open world, Herrscher of Thunder can actually ride her dragon. You can take her dragon for a spin, you know, stay in the air. There's no limit to how long you can fly. There's no limit to how far you can go. Like, it's almost as if you get a whole new like perspective of the game when you go into her dragon mode. But Herrscher Flames don't have that. She has nothing to bring to the table when it comes to traversing in open world or in regular stages. So I kind of like to take a point off of that. All right. Then another thing I want to get into is their combat. Right. As you use Herrscher Thunder in combat, at the end of her combinations, her combos, she does her invincibility. All right. Inside her invincibility frame, she's attacking the enemies, but the enemies have no means of attacking her back. She's invisible and basically unable to be hurt at that moment. So when you're in battle and the enemy is about to attack you, but you know you right there at the end of the combo, you either have a choice to dodge or keep going in the combo. And if you dodge, another thing that she has where when she goes through the enemies, it leaves an attack. It's the actual attack just to pass through the enemies. So her dodging capabilities can be used as an attack as well. Now with Herrscher Flames, one of the things that I like to point out is she do have several different modes of attack where she attacks her on the ground with her basic attack, and she can attack in the air with her basic attack. And she also goes into burst mode where she attacks on the ground in burst mode and in the air in burst mode. Now, you would think in the air she would have a invincibility frame, but she does not. It would make more sense for her to have an invincibility frame because whenever Herrscher Thunder is in the air, she can't be attacked. But whenever Herrscher Flames is in the air, you spend most of your time trying to dodge the enemies with her attacks instead of attacking, alright? So I took off a couple of points for that because you want to be able to enjoy your gameplay and enjoy the freedom of being in the air and attacking. And it's no freedom. There's no freedom up there, and I really like. I feel Mihoyu dropped the ball on that point because her being in the air makes more sense for her to get her actual invincibility frame there, right? That was a total miss on their end. And I'm not bashing them, but I just feel that their idea of a Herrscher was a lot bigger a year ago than what they've given us this year, alright? So, another thing that I wanted to point out is whenever you go into Herrscher Flame Burst mode, you drain health. And it's not a regular amount of health that you drain. It's not normal or typical, like you just start draining at a certain percentage and start going down. No, it drops all the way to half, almost instantly. So not only are you dodging the enemies, running from the enemies, just trying to attempt to being hit at all, you're featherweight. Once hit, you can be one-shotted, and that would make total sense if her damage output was so incredibly high that you don't die all the time. And whenever you use her ultimate, that's when she regains her health. Every time? No. It's a certain percentage, I don't know the exact percentage, but a certain percentage, her health has to be below that before it becomes a heal. And that's not the same with Herrscher Thunder. With Herrscher Thunder, every time you go into her ultimate, she's in a invincibility frame. The enemy cannot hit her, and there's multiple sequences to her ultimate, and she heals herself. So as you on the field and you're fighting with Herrscher Thunder, you find yourself losing, but then your ultimate button lights up, you're saved. You're basically saved. So you hit the ultimate button and she goes into her ultimate frames, which starts out with her grabbing an energy ball and the dragon coming down and making a loud roar. At that point in time, that's the first attack from her ultimate. So then you go and you hop on the dragon and just flying around within your invincibility frame. And yes, the flying mechanics is not perfect when you're in an attack, but at that point in time, you're focused on killing the enemy, so you're not focused on just flying. You don't really need to focus on flying because she's invincible at that point in time, right? So you get her dragon breath, you get several combos you can use with her dragon, and even a gather. You can gather the enemies together, and now all of this is going on for a period of time. There's a gauge that gives you a time meter for when this actually runs out. And at the end, she does a strike that resembles her base form strike, and she comes out of the sky and attacks the enemy with a large AoE damage, right? But with Herrscher Flame, her ultimate is one move. It doesn't last for a period of time. It doesn't do all this old fancy stuff. Yes, it looks awesome. Yes, it's very strong. But how I feel is that it should have been broken down in sequence. She should have done some fancy attack, right? Lit the whole board on fire, and then end it with the big blast, where you have time to stay within her ultimate mode and enjoy fighting at a level that the enemies can't compete with, right? But after her attack is done, which is very short, it's a very slim window of opportunity for you to be in her ultimate. You don't really get that rest in fighting. You don't get a break. You go right back to fighting again. And with her, you're in danger the majority of the time. Like, you have to literally be on your toes the entire fight when fighting with Herrscher Flames. There's only a small window of opportunity for you to regain health, and the majority of the time you're losing health because within her regular attack, you have to go into her burst mode just to output enough damage to take out the enemies. Now, this versus match is pretty much one-sided. Herrscher Thunder is by far the best Valkyrie. As far as Herrscher is concerned, she is the top of the game. She's been the top of the game for a whole year now, and I don't know if Mihoyu is planning on ever passing her, but they didn't do it this time. And this is all my opinion. You know, you may feel a certain way about one Valkyrie more than the other, so you can take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. No harm done, no foul. But the thing is that everybody's account is different, and you may invest it more in one Valkyrie than the other Valkyrie, but at the end of the day, when it comes to functionality, one Herrscher functions way better than the other. So I'm saying all this because maybe whenever another banner come around, you may want to invest in one Herrscher more than the other. And I suggest that you do your research, take your time, figure things out on your own, and see what feels better for you. But as far as functionality, I have to give Herrscher Thunder to me. Alright? And that's pretty much all I have to say. I usually don't do breakdowns of Valkyries like this, but Hopefully you guys like and enjoyed the video. Leave a comment and let me know if you want me to do more, alright? But this is your boy signing out, and remember, gaming is life and life is game. Peace out, you guys.
Let's go, guys! Niggas running out their mouth, but they never pop.